No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You got it.
And back on again. Out, 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 out. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Pow day.
Dude, let's go.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live from BroncoNationNews.com is presented by RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Western Collective Studios. Head down to Western Collective's locations in Garden City or downtown Boise to try some of their delicious beers, including the Horseshoe Golden Ale, the first beer to support an NIL collective. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
What is up? Happy Friday, Bronco Nation. Welcome on into a live edition of Bronco Nation News Live here at BroncoNationNews.com. It is an ICCU Friday edition. We will appreciate Shelby and Clark and the whole crew over at Idaho Central Credit Union for helping us out here at Bronco Nation News. ICCU.com, all your banking needs. Make the switch today. You'll be happy that you did. Jay, we're going to have record viewership today, and I think it's because I just said Jay Tust was coming on to maybe bench press for everybody. I'm not sure why, but no, in all seriousness, we're later in the show going to give away our trip to the Crown, where you hopefully will see Jay and I both over the weekend, next weekend, if Boise State's still alive in the Final Four. I think that was part of the package, Jay, that they get to maybe have lunch with you at Circa or something next weekend. Is that doable?
Maybe.
If I'm paying? We've already cut off the limit here. Nobody else can get in, so we don't need to sweeten the pot, I guess, more than we already have. But
let's go. That's good news.
Well, speaking of good news, we can't go any further, Jay, without the big news for you and your family, man. I had had a little heads up on that, and I do appreciate that. But super excited that I didn't know you were making it public yesterday. What I am disappointed in is you were 200 feet from my house yesterday. It looks like when you took the pictures, and you didn't bring the family by to say hello or whenever that day was that you took the pictures. But I love the pretty typical announcement. I like the baseball theme there, and you had the kiddos decked out, and I like the drawing in the sand and all that, or on the dirt. But if you haven't heard yet, baby number 3 on the way for the Tust family. Congratulations to Camille and also to Jay and the kiddos.
We're excited. We're gonna wait to find out, like we did last time. It is one hell of a thrill. We got one of each so far, so whatever we get, we just want a healthy, happy baby. And yeah, the funny thing is, I think I was guessing that night that maybe one of your boys actually had a game over at those parks.
What day was it?
It was I can't remember. Tuesday? I don't know. You literally told me that one of your boys had a game that night at 6
Okay.
o'clock.
That would have been Monday then.
Monday. Okay, so Monday.
Yes.
And I was thinking, I don't know if that was a location or not. We were thinking about swinging by afterwards, but we went out to grab food afterwards. And as you know, when you take two kids, 4 and under, out to dinner, like it's usually just chaos. So
Yes.
we decided to pull the plug and just go home afterwards.
Well, the first picture I said that kind of looks like Settlers Park, and then I looked at another
Yep.
one. I said, nope, there's the Meridian in the background. That looked like Field 4 or Field 5. I think Field 5 may have been where you were over there. But so that was.
Did you guys play there that night?
Did you bring? No, we were on Field 3. So they were.
But you were at those fields
Monday night. Yeah.
Okay, well, good to know.
When my kid tripped and fell rounding third, I think it was where Brooks had messed up the dirt there. So
Could have been it. It was really funny though, BJ. I was kind of thinking like your boys are getting a little older, so they're going to be like the cool kids in high school playing baseball when Brooks and maybe Baby 3.0, go watch games or whatever. So they'll be like the cool kids.
Well, I don't know about that, but well, maybe. Yeah, they could be. Now that you and Nelly are best buds, maybe maybe we get that done. But that was pretty cool. Congratulations. Cool announcement. Everybody here is chiming in on the chat here. Tyree, got Robbie. Congrats. Melinda, Manny. We're going to set a record here for engagement on the chat. Everyone's congratulating. Going for the three-peat here. Congrats. So record
Thanks,
viewership.
guys. That's really cool.
Congratulate the Tust on their new commitment in the transfer portal. So what is the due date now, Jay Tust?
It's late July.
Okay.
Late July.
That's not terrible. Not maybe
not
better
terrible. Yeah, but you know what? If a baby arrives happy and healthy, I'll take it whenever.
Yes, no doubt. So go on social media. You can see you had some you had more than 4 photos. So I think you left out some of the better ones. I saw the Facebook post had more photos. I think you.
And Twitter only allows you to put a couple on there. So Facebook and Instagram got you some more.
You had drawn in the dirt there. I kind of liked. Well, maybe Camille did, but I mean, I liked that better. That was cool announcement, and congratulations to the Tust family, and looking forward to. I don't know, man-to-man defense is hard enough for me. I'm not sure how you're going to be able to do 3, man. But.
I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat has advice. My sister has 4, and she said going from 1 to 2 was way more difficult than going from 2 to 3. I don't know how that's the case, but that's what she said, and I'll just have to take her word for it. But if anybody's got any advice, you let me know.
And to cap it off, a great day for the Tust family, the Mariners, 1-0.
How about that? I'm not going to lie, BJ. I was so frustrated. I didn't really get to watch the game, but I was kind of paying attention to the score on my phone, and I think we were shut out through 6 or something like that, and then we finally scored a run, and it was 2-1 in the 8th, and I'm like, this is going to be such a typical loss. And I get off the news desk, and I check my phone, and I'm like, holy crap, we won. And the 8th inning was a good inning for us. So, yeah, I'll take it.
Cardinals also 1-0, so we have a handshake agreement for a beverage over at the James on which team wins more games. I don't even know what the Mariners were projected to win. You and Mike Burns kind of pressured me into that at basketball practice yesterday. So I'm guessing the Mariners were probably projected more wins than the Cardinals this year. And so I made a dumb bet by doing that, but I don't know. Cardinals 1-0 as well. So we're tied.
A bet against the Mariners is probably never a dumb bet.
Chad says Logan Gilbert, dog. And Logan said did the same thing. Turned it off, looked at the score this morning. So there you go. So the Cardinals and Mariners on their way to 162-0. The Cardinals are sole possession of first place already. So I need to screenshot the standings. And then they have this dumb thing. I assume the Mariners play tonight, but for whatever reason, the Cardinals always have the second day off in case the opening day gets rained out or something, which it did rain and they had like a 2-hour delay, but they got the game in. But I never understand why right away you get so excited for the season and then boom, off day right away. So
you'd rather have a day off in June or any other month probably than
players probably don't want an off day this early.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like the gauntlet begins. So like they'd rather bump that thing around, have a day off in July or just any other month probably.
But that does allow me, as we continue to talk about things nobody cares about and stay off course here, tonight, national television. I'm sorry to promote something not on KTVB. Please, bosses at KTVB, do not get mad at me. I love KTVB. But tonight on Fox Fox, Big Fox, whatever channel that is in town here. Oh, the Battlehawks are back, baby. Opening night kickoff of the USFL or whatever it's called now, the UFL, the XFL. Opening night tonight. Boise's St. Louis Battlehawks are back kicking off the season tonight. Of course, they picked the Battlehawks to kick off the season. Friday night opener. I'm stoked, man. Forget the Sweet 16. I'll be watching Fox and the Battlehawks tonight.
I had no clue that was starting tonight.
I've got my Battlehawks hat here somewhere. I should have worn it today, but I'm mainly just watching it so I can see how many commercials for Tyson Degenhardt and the Crown there are on Fox tonight. But of course, Battlehawks are back, baby. Anthony Becht, our head coach, we're ready to roll. So hopefully, folks are going to be watching tonight on Fox, and then they can DVR whatever we're missing on KTVB and watch that a little bit later.
Who's your quarterback?
We actually are going with the little nervous about this. We're going 2 quarterbacks tonight. Unfortunately, they're going to play both of them, but we're teach me how to doogie, man. Max Dugan from the old TCU quarterback.
Okay,
is one of the 2, and then I believe it's Cordero, the old Hawaii San Jose quarterback. What was his name? Chevon Cordero, I believe.
Chevon Cordero. Yeah, I'll say this: at least I know those guys.
I believe, I'm going to check real quick while we're talking, because I'm sure everybody really does care. But they said both were going to play, and I believe Cordero was the second one that worked his way into the mix here. And I'm putting you on the spot here, Jay, but I forgot to finalize it and look. But do we know if there's any Boise State players that made rosters in the UFL this year?
I do not know that, and I'll have to try to probably figure that out, because if there are, we'll have to pay attention to them. But I'm not gonna lie, BJ, I did not know.
A little busy. We've been a little busy here.
A little busy. Yeah, I didn't know that league was starting tonight.
Tonight is opening night. It is. All right.
Does Seattle even have a team anymore?
No.
What happened?
It's they got rid of him. It's not Cordero. He's the third quarterback, I guess. I can't tell who this guy is, but it's not Cordero. I think Max Dugan's going to be the starter. But no, they cut down some of the teams. There's only 8 teams. They still do this dumb thing where they like practice in Arlington, and then they just fly to the city to play the game. So like they have their home games in St. Louis, but they don't even practice in St. Louis. It's kind of weird, but they're also talking about maybe the USL Stadium breaking ground in Expo, Idaho could bring a team here. Would you take a USFL team here?
Yeah.
Not sure they can fill it or pack the place, but
no, but maybe it'd be, I don't know.
Yeah,
Boise's kind of had a weird track record recently with professional teams. We continue to lose them, not gain them.
All right, we tried to go as long as we could, Jay. We made it 13 minutes with ticking off people and making them wonder what we're talking about or why we care. But I mean, I got more topics. We could talk plenty of other topics, but we might as well dive into a little Boise State talk here. We are going to give away our trip here in a little bit. A trip to the Crown Tournament in Las Vegas. You get airfare for 2. You get a hotel at Circa. You get a food and beverage credit, maybe a lunch with Jay Tust, and you get tickets to the Crown. And the cool part about this trip is Circa has said, hey, if you can make it down on Sunday and you want to stay the whole week, we'll give you a hotel for 8 nights. If you want to just come for a couple nights next weekend, this weekend, we'll give you 2 nights, 3 nights. Tell us when you're coming. We will give you tickets. So the folks in the pool, we're going to get to them in a minute. We have about 100 people in there, so that are going to have a chance to be a part of this cool drawing that we're doing. So we appreciate everyone that has gotten in. But Jay, first, transfer portal, football and basketball being hit by the transfer portal this week. I think Andrew Simpson, the bigger name, the bigger loss of the two, but certainly basketball a little more timely with the fact that they are in the middle of their season and losing 2 players on the roster when they have a game in 3 days. Which you can pick whichever one you want to discuss first.
Football's news is so much bigger than the basketball news, in my opinion. Not in terms of impact. If anything, BJ, I'm going to go the other way with basketball and argue it actually might be a good thing. Yeah, exactly. By reducing the players on the roster, those that actually do go to Vegas should now be able to earn a little more money. And that's significant. We don't exactly know how they're going to break it down. Leon was telling us yesterday there's going to be a few different options, and basically the players are going to vote on it. Do starters get more than reserves? Things like that. They'll figure it out. That's a separate topic. But either way, when you take two guys off the roster, that just allows more money for the guys that are currently on the roster to potentially receive if Boise State can go down and win some games in Las Vegas.
Yeah. No doubt. And we will get back to basketball when we give away this trip. But you're right about Andrew Simpson, his loss in terms of his leadership, his production.
Mm-hmm.
Last year didn't have quite the impact on the field. I know battling some injuries and things, but in terms of production, didn't have the year he had 2 years ago when he was a second team All Mountain West player and had 16 tackles for loss 2 years ago. Still had 11 last year. So you're talking 27 tackles for loss the last 2 seasons. Was a preseason All Mountain West player this past season. And Jay, I said it yesterday with Johnny, like kind of an unwanted reminder, unwanted wake-up call, whatever you want to say, that this transfer portal stuff is real with Boise State, and it's going to be a challenge here over the next month to re-recruit and keep all these guys again. And the fact that Genty and Degenhart and all these guys to this point have stayed doesn't mean they're just for sure going to stay again. And if other teams come in with better offers, these are college kids that have life-changing, decisions to make here. And the process stinks. The way it works stinks. But, it's not just because you love the culture and the city and the food and the blue turf doesn't mean if you get offered 5 times what you're making that at some point some of these kids are going to jump and take that. So we'll see if any others at some point follow. But obviously a big blow to lose Andrew Simpson.
Yeah, I think that for so long, my initial reaction was just to be, mad at the portal or mad at decisions or whatever that might mean, or bring up loyalty and chastise that. But as we get more and more used to the transfer portal in the NIL era, my stance on it is just changing a little bit. If you're a fan, I get it. You're upset because you have an outstanding player that's leaving your favorite team. And there are people out there, BJ, that are contributing to the NIL fund or the collective or whatever it might be that are doing their best, and Boise State's still losing players. So if those people are upset, I sympathize with them. But as far as the player's decision goes, I think that there's at times there's just a misinterpretation of some of the things that are going on right now. And I know very, very little of Andrew's decision, and the timing of it is interesting. Like that, it really is. Cause is the portal even open for football right now?
No, Monday.
So
Monday or next 2 weeks from now.
Right. So technically there's the intention of going into the portal, right? But so the timing, I don't know. I don't know a lot about it at the moment. And when guys leave, I don't know if we ever, we really don't ever get super defined explanations. But one thing that you do hear, and this is more just generally speaking, I always think like there's this thought that a school contacts a kid, or it's a booster at a school that contacts a kid, and then all of a sudden the kid's gone. But I think that there are also instances where, you have agents out there that are making promises that who knows if they can deliver on, and you're really putting your trust in some of these guys. And the only reason why I even kind of bring this up, and just from what I kind of even understand, this might apply to even like a Cam Camper situation a little bit more, where, there was an announcement by a third party that he was entering the transfer portal. And I don't even know if Cam really acknowledged it on his social media platforms. I don't really remember, but nobody even knew if he had eligibility left. And there's somebody saying, "Hey, we'll get you eligible." It just, all I'm saying is that there's a lot that goes on, and sometimes it's super easy to understand, and sometimes it's people kind of getting after these kids that who knows if they have their best interests. And I guess what I mean by that is, and I'm kind of going off on a tangent more generally speaking here, BJ, but I don't think for some of these agents there's not much, the risk far outweighs the reward far outweighs the risk for them, because if they land this kid a deal, they get a sweet cut of it. If they don't land the kid of the deal, they can cut him loose and just go attack, one of the other 1,000 college football players out there. It's not the NFL where only so many guys hit the open market every year. So I think it's complicated. As it pertains to Andrew, it's tough for me to say. I hope that it's not tough for me to say this. I hope it works out for him. And Bronco Nation might not like that, but he is a good kid. I personally always enjoyed interacting with him at interviews. He's a really talented football player, and I don't want to see this not work out for him because he was at Boise State for 4 years. They don't win. They might not win 2 Mountain West championships without Andrew Simpson. BJ.
Oh, somebody pointed out his interception in the first game against UNLV years ago.
Game changing. And even last year in that slugfest down at that regular season slugfest at UNLV, he had a pick. And without a couple of those plays, who knows if they're back-to-back champs, man? I mean, it might be unfair to say they're not, but you can. It's fair to at least pose the question: if Andrew Simpson's not a Bronco the last 2 years, do they go back-to-back? I don't know, man, because he made 2 big plays in 2 pivotal games that put him in a situation to contend and maybe even win a Mountain West championship in each of the last 2 years.
Marco Notariani was asked about Andrew Simpson yesterday. I have a short clip I want to play from Marco in just a second. But first, do want to thank a couple of our great sponsors that make this show free of charge for you to watch on social media here. And that includes our title sponsor, rowpaint.com. ROEpaint.com, Andy Rowe and Company. All your painting needs, whether it's a concrete coatings, interior, exterior painting, they got you covered. Hit them up at rowpaint.com. Taco Bell, TacoBellWorks.com. The SON Management Group, the Nicolason family, we appreciate them for their support of Bronco Nation News. They are hiring, so if you're looking for a job, head on into a local Treasure Valley Taco Bell location. They got the paperwork right there on the table when you walk in, and great benefits, free food while you work, half your wages the next day after your shift. Just a great, fun environment to work at. So food's pretty darn good as well. Those Cantina Bowls, the Lux Cravings boxes. Visit a local Taco Bell location today. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. It is an ICCU Friday here at BNN. Appreciate them for their support of BNN and all the great options they have. You don't know what you're missing until you make the switch to Idaho Central Credit Union. ICCU.com. There's a branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest is that mobile eBranch online banking right there in your smartphone or your computer. Again, visit them today at ICCU.com. It's Friday afternoon, probably means we're heading to Taco Bell and Jackson's back-to-back, probably in the Rains household, but they got the $5 meal deal going on at Jackson's, 2 hot dogs and a kettle chips for $5. That is at Jackson's, 2 hot dogs and a kettle chips for $5. If you want something a little cheaper, they got the Tornado and the Gatorade water or fountain drink for $3, the $3 meal deal. That's at Jackson's as well. And don't forget, 99-cent coffee anytime, day or night from our friends at Jackson's. And don't forget Snake River Pool and Spa either. Snake River Pool and Spa, patio and game, thespateam.com. Whether you're looking for a sauna, pool table for the game room, or that spa for the back patio, backyard there, they got you covered. Locations in Twin Falls, Boise, Meridian, Nampa, been around since 1978. You can check them out online at thespateam.com. All right, Jay, Marco Notariani talking about, kind of unfair for him, felt bad for him kind of with the timing of it, that he's the one that has to come out and speak for the team about Andrew Simpson leaving, but a fellow linebacker and guy that had his playing time, let's just be honest, I know a lot of it was scheme related, but his playing time impacted when there were times where him and Andrew couldn't be on the field together because of the scheme and things, Jay. So Marco Notariani, linebacker, speaking with the media yesterday. Here's about 90 seconds. I cut a couple clips together of him talking about Andrew Simpson deciding to head to the transfer portal.
I think Andrew's a huge piece to our team and our defense in terms of production. Really good football player. Sad to see him go, considering that he was the last linebacker in my class, and so I've been here with him 4 years. I really built that relationship with him, and we'll always wish Drew the best. But I know we've got a lot of talent in our room. We've got a lot of talent on the defense, and we definitely have the right coaching staff to lead us in the right direction. Yeah, I think Clay, Chase, Bo, Phelps, like all those guys work super hard. They do all the things right. They come in the linebacker room early, they watch film. So it's just in terms of developing that experience, developing on and off the field as a student and an athlete will help a lot. I think they've all done a tremendous job in terms of the work ethic and really buying into the culture. Yeah, I mean, a lot of new changes, and it's super tough to navigate. I think a lot for the coaches for sure. I didn't have any conversation with Drew I'm sure he's might have had conversations with some of his closer buddies on the team, but needless to say, I'm sure it's tough for coaches to deal with. It's tough for us to deal with. No doubt I'm going to give Drew a call or a text after this, kind of just see where his head's at and how he's doing. We always want the best for him. I think as a family, like that's what he thinks is best for him, then we'll support him and he'll go out and do that. But yeah, he will be missed here for sure.
All right, put my money in the pot here. There you go.
Gotcha.
We just saw him at practice on Tuesday, although I don't think he was practicing. He was standing on the side for the part I saw. He was at Pro Day on Wednesday, and then, like I said, Thursday morning, I'm literally driving down to practice, and we get the tweet that he's entering the transfer portal. So, as you heard there, hadn't even talked to guys in his position group saying that he was heading into the transfer portal when he did, which seemed a little bit surprising. But, let's spin this forward, though, Jay. Like we talked about some of the other guys that are going to get an opportunity now. They did play a lot of, one linebacker, I guess, sets or schemes or whatever you want to call it last year. So, you feel really good about, with having Marco out there. But in terms of some of these other guys, I mean, Jake Ripp, they just moved him to edge. I know Johnny's bringing up this thing. Do they move him back? There's some other guys there, Clay Martineau, Chase Martin. Where are you in terms of, how they try to make up for him? And, don't forget, I mean, works both ways here. The portal opening up in a couple of weeks. I would suspect now they start just perusing around to see if there's a veteran linebacker in search of some playing time out there maybe as well.
I think you're right there. I'm intrigued by Clay because Clay played as a true freshman last year, did some nice things, and I think he's a guy that just in the short term, gets an increased opportunity during spring ball, and we'll see what he can do. Chase Martin, he also played as a true freshman 2 years ago and then almost saw his playing time dip a little bit last season. A special teams force, but I also think that that's kind of a developmental thing where, that development isn't always just a linear path to success. I think that, when you come in as a true freshman, you're asked to do very specific things. And then once you prove you can handle that, you have a bunch of stuff that's thrown at you, right? And so now it's going to be in my opinion, Chase is going to have an opportunity to really grow and make a big jump this year after kind of going through that last year. But those are two guys, yeah. And then the transfer portal definitely could be an area that you go attack this thing, BJ. And if you do go that route and you are looking for a guy that's trying to find playing time, you hold up Andrew Simpson's stats in front of him and say, hey, look at the opportunities you're going to have in this defense. You could have your best season, in college and put yourself in a position to even get drafted. I mean, Andrew had some really impressive numbers. Now, he was also a unique player, very bendy, just moved very uniquely, I would say. And so it's going to be a big loss not having Andrew Simpson out there, but they'll have a chance to go and replace him and do what they have to do because, as you just said, this thing works both ways.
And I was just standing there thinking about yesterday. I mean, you hope this doesn't open any kind of floodgates, man. I mean, it's just I hate to say it, but it's kind of hey, we're all in this together. We're all going to take less and stay, and we're going to go take another run at this thing. And then you see one of your veteran leaders, fifth-year guys decide to go take that bag and get that money for his last year. I mean, like a Zion Washington, he's roommates with Ashton Genty and now Andrew Simpson, and they're both gone. Zion Washington's looking around like, okay, what's going on here? A Ty Benefield certainly could have got more money on the transfer portal elsewhere. I mean, you just, we asked Tyler Stockton about it, but I mean, it's got to be a nervous feeling as a coach now, Jay, just every morning waking up, hoping your door doesn't get knocked on and some guy saying he's leaving. And you got to, almost every day, just keep telling the guys how much you love them and keep re-recruiting them every single day and keep trying to find them more. And it's a crazy era we live in now. And like you said, the portal's not even technically open yet. So you got, 5-6 weeks of this where it's just going to be fingers crossed that you can hang on to all these guys here when the dust settles.
Yeah. And not every situation is the same. And I'm actually kind of happy that you brought up Andrew's going into his fifth year. Back in the old days, when, transferring was still, mostly reserved for graduate transfers, I actually really like the rule. If you want to, be student athletes, you go to a place for 4 years. If you earn your degree, whatever, you should be allowed to freely go find a new home if you choose to. And that does kind of apply to Andrew. I mean, he spent 4 years at Boise State. He has that 5th year of eligibility, and he's going to go explore it. Andrew's talented enough to play in the National Football League for sure. But everybody's situation is different, and it's hard to relate every situation to Ashton Genty. Ashton made his own decision, and you know what? He for Boise State standards, he probably made a decent amount. For anywhere else he could have gone, it was pennies on the dollar probably, because he could have earned way more elsewhere. But Ashton was also so freaking talented that you really did feel he was just pushing his payday down the road. And now you're looking at him as a top 10 pick. I mean, whether he played at Boise State or Georgia or Oregon, I just don't know if I don't think it would have elevated his stock even more than what it's currently at. Either way, the $20 million rookie contract was probably waiting for Ash. And I really hope that that's not interpreted as I'm taking anything away from him, because he could have gone and gotten a massive bag last year and just gone that route. But I'm just saying it's really difficult if you try to compare everybody's situation to Ashton's situation, because it is not apples to apples.
And when you mentioned the 5th-year thing, I've talked to Brian Dutcher about this, the San Diego State basketball coach, when I was doing my Lindy's Magazine stuff over the summer. I mean, they lost Lamont Butler. They lost Keyshawn Johnson, a couple of guys that had graduated and went to play a 5th year elsewhere to get more money. And he said, you know what, like, they were here 4 years, they got their degree, and the way I see it is this is their first year of pro ball. They got their degree, that now they have a chance to go out into free agency and make a lot of money for their last year of college ball. And you know what, like, they're all, they got their degree. They had 4 great years here. They're Aztecs for life, whatever, but now they have a chance to go, for the way the rules allow it, play 1 year somewhere else and cash in. And so I don't think every coach is going to see it that way and be quite okay with it like that and agree with it like that. A lot of fans probably won't, but I mean, there is that other side of it, like you said, where, I don't know if Andrew Simpson already has his degree, or he's obviously been here 4 years, whatever. But the way it's set up with the COVID year, I guess that's running out of time now. But for some of these guys, if they get a degree and have their time here and have a year left, like, maybe they are able to go cash in.
Yeah, I think one thing that I'll just add to this, before we move on, don't think these decisions are easy, man. I think it tears these kids apart at times. I know Andrew. I feel like I know him well enough over the last 4 years to know that he really liked this place and he loved his teammates, and I think he had great respect for his coaches and things like that. So don't think it's as simple as somebody throwing a bag of money in front of him or an agent or however the hell it happened. I don't freaking know, but don't think it's as simple as just seeing it and being like, bye. I personally, I would have a really tough time believing that that's how it played out. I don't know, but just over the years, I know that he really valued his time at Boise State. And so that's why it even caught me a little by surprise yesterday that when I woke up and saw, wow, Andrew Simpson's going to the transfer portal. I did not expect to see that today. But I think these decisions weigh a lot on these kids, and they have friendships and things like that. And it's really not easy. And I think that some fans think it is, but it's not.
And I do want to move on, but would you probably agree that if he's going in now before it's even open, I mean, there's probably some sort of offer or deal or arrangement already in place somewhere?
I'm gonna say it like this, BJ. I hope so, because I truly hope so, that it's something concrete and not just one of those situations where it's
an agent somebody gets released this and hopefully this.
Yeah, because it happens, and I'm not saying it's gonna go down like this by any means, but it gave me a little bit of a feeling like this is a silly comparison, but I'm still going to throw it out there. Emmanuel Acott, that was, really early in the NIL era, and he was such a fixture for the Boise State men's basketball team. And all of a sudden he apparently gets this massive NIL deal through Memphis, and then they add other players, and then that deteriorates, and he goes and plays his senior season at Western Kentucky. I mean, I don't wish that upon any. Oh wow, Jordan. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, then I'm actually going to say that I was kind of onto something. Then that it just Andrew's going to find some place to play that's going to be outstanding. I am fully confident in that. But
All right,
just when some of these agents get involved, I really hope that's not the situation.
transfer portal also hitting the basketball team. I want to get to that here shortly and then give away our trip as well to Vegas for the Crown here in the final segment of the show. But first, want to thank the Blue and Orange Store, theblueandorangestore.com. Travis Hawks and Company, they got that clearance rack at the front of the store. Best value in town, whether it's jerseys, sweatshirts, the biggest hat wall in town as well. I know you got a lot of options to go buy your Boise State gear, but head on into the Boise Town Square Mall, the second floor there next to Pro Image, and do it at the Blue and Orange Store. You can order also online at theblueandorangestore.com. Lithia Ford of Boise, they got some great new deals and specials going on right now, whether it's an F-150, the Mach-E Lightning, all the various options they have there, the Explorers, the Edges, I mean, you name it, all the great line of vehicles that Ford has to offer. And you can view online their full inventory, lithiafordboise.com, then go into the showroom there, the lot, and Fairview Avenue in Boise. We appreciate Jim Sturk and Company, Lithia Ford of Boise. Hey, Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. Raines family found out why. We bought and sold our home last summer for Matt and his team. They did a tremendous job. Crazy to think we're already like 1 year from that process going on when we were looking to buy and sell our home. And Matt Bauscher did a tremendous job, got us top dollar, and he will for you as well. Check him out online at Matt Bauscher and BauscherRealEstate.com. Hey, Ridley's Family Markets, if you want great deals and kind of that hometown grocery store feel when you go in, not the massive stores where you don't know where everything's at, Ridley's Family Markets has you covered. Download their Skip app. Give savings up to 40% off at the checkout line. Ridley's Family Markets, locations across the Treasure Valley, Magic Valley. Find one near you at shopridleys.com. Hey, if you need a job, transportation, compliance service, transcompservice.com. Local company helping out folks all over the world get into the trucking industry, all the paperwork and things you need to get out there. Towing that first load in no time. Trucking industry, booming right now. You should consider it if you're looking for a job. Transcompservice.com. Had a lean feast for breakfast this morning, Jay. Lean Feast has breakfast, lunch, dinner. Love Lean Feast. LeanFeastMeridian.com. 10,000 plus combinations: steak, shrimp, chicken, fish, turkey, ground beef, all, you name it, they got it. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They deliver anywhere in the Treasure Valley. It's good in your refrigerator for 5 days. Pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and you'll be making everybody jealous at work. That's LeanFeastMeridian.com. And speakpipe.com/BNN is where you can leave us a voicemail. Speakpipe.com/BNN. We'll play it on an upcoming show. And it's brought to you by our friends at Signature Roofing, covering our community for more than 2 decades. Get more information online at mysignatureroofing.com, whether it's a re-roof, repair, an estimate, and inspection. They got you covered. Signature Roofing online, again, at mysignatureroofing.com. All right, Jay, the Crown is coming up. Boise State hit by the transfer portal. For sure, we know about Chris Lockett. I think I reported, you reported, others have out there that we're expecting Dylan Anderson to officially go into the portal here in the near future as well. But no Chris Lockett, no Dylan Anderson for the Crown tournament. I know we mentioned the positive side of it, I guess, is that that's 2 less players to split the prize pool with if they win this tournament. But will either of them be a loss for the next week down there in Vegas? We're even. Yes, bring
Take it back out. Take
Yes.
it back out. If anything, I think that I don't see it as a bad thing. I don't. Like, yeah, you want these situations to work out for everybody. I don't want it to be interpreted like that, but or misinterpreted. But I think that you just kind of have to move on and go in the direction you have to. That's for the betterment of your team. And let's face it, the awkward thing about it is just the timing of it, BJ. And even talking with Leon Rice yesterday, we asked him about the timing of the portal. You've heard NCAA coaches this last week or so say, like, what is going on right now? Why is the transfer portal opening up as everybody's preparing for the Sweet 16? They need to delay it a little bit longer because there's no reason that it just puts people in an awkward situation. Wait until after, have it be right after the Tuesday after the NCAA tournament wraps up. What's wrong with that? Or even if you want to do it going into the Final Four, something different. I don't know, but they need to opening it now just creates just weird situations.
For football, you have to, because as the semester starts in January,
Right.
you don't have an option. You guys need to make their decision. But the spring semester for basketball goes to like mid-May or whatever. All these kids that are transferring are still finishing up their semesters at these schools anyway. They're really, I mean, the problem is, Jay, like I almost brought this up to Leon yesterday, but it's like, yes, the portal officially opened, 2 days ago, but like we've been seeing guys go in there for 2 weeks or whatever. So it's not like it's really that it's officially the portal opening, but it's like it's not really that much of a difference. So if you just said, hey, the portal's going to open on May 1st, I mean, that's great, but a lot of these kids will still have announced they're going to go in, and you're still going to be illegally contacting them. Like, is it really – all these guys aren't just going to sit around for a month with no transfer portal news during the NCAA tournament. Would it help a little bit? Maybe, but I don't know if it really changes that much, because we know how they're not really following the rules with any of this stuff anyway.
No. And the one thing I'll say, and again, I hope these kids go find success, because it would be silly to wish anything else upon them. I mean, it'd be silly to say that. But I'll point this out. How many transfers have left the Boise State men's basketball program and actually wound up in either a better situation or furthering their careers? I'm just trying to rack my brain really quick here, BJ. Maybe you can come up with one. I'll say Kason Pryor. But I mean, when Ray J, okay, Ray J, yeah. But even even his path, it took him to Toledo for a couple of years.
Yeah, he had to go to Toledo first. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll throw him in there though. That's fine. But it's not like he went right from Boise State to Baylor and then was all Big 12. Like he had to go spend a couple of years in Toledo, had great success there, and then got to Baylor. Even when Kason left, like he was still young, he was on the end of the bench, and he eventually exploded at South Florida. But even he had to go to South Florida before making the jump to Louisville, and he probably would have done a great piece on that team this year, but he got hurt at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
So I'm just saying, like, thought it might be E-Man, but then Memphis fall out, and then Western Kentucky, blah. So I hope these kids do go find success elsewhere, because that would be selfish and silly for any fan to wish anything else upon them but that. But for the most part, I just think, like, if you kind of look at history, for the most part, Boise State hoops has gotten more out of the transfer portal than they put into the transfer portal, and you just have to have a little bit of faith in that process.
I would say, just based on what we saw this year, Chris Lockett would seem to have the higher ceiling right now in terms of going somewhere. And that's no disrespect to Dylan Anderson. We've just already seen him at another school. He's had a couple of years kind of show. And then you go back to that San Diego State game in Boise where Chris Lockett had like 15 points or something and hit some big shots. I mean, he showed at times he could be a contributing player, but once they started this winning streak the last month, those were the two guys that were the odd man out from the playing time. So I don't think either of these are surprises.
No. And Chris, he's a little bit younger. I just think that you give him a pass for development a little bit more than maybe you give Dylan, because, there's, I guess eligibility wise, there is only like a year difference between the two, but I just think that could be a big difference in a year. I don't know. I think that I'll go with, Chris having a little bit more of a higher upside. Another reason why I probably believe that too, BJ, is that, we saw that it took some NIL game in order to get Dylan Anderson to come to Boise, and stuff like that's tough to confirm, but I'm confident in saying that they probably gave him more than they've given most transfers, especially any transfer that sat on the end of the bench. Sorry, it's the harsh reality of it. It just is what it is. And so is he going to command stuff like that the next stop? That could limit options, So I think Chris finds a nice home.
All right, two quick ones. I'll get you out of here, and then I'll give the trip away myself afterwards.
Yeah.
But one question on the crown, but to wrap it up at first, one question on the roster construction for next year, because you do now have 3 scholarships, it looks like, available via the transfer portal. They're bringing in 2 freshmen. They're now losing 2 transfers. And then you have, your 3 departing seniors, if you want to just do the math that way, with Degenhart, Stanley, and Cardenas leaving. You now lose 2 transfers. So that's 5 departing players. As of right now, you're bringing in 2 freshmen. So that leaves 3 spots available via the transfer portal. And again, nothing against Chris Lockett or Dylan Anderson, but from that perspective, Jay, you do have a chance to upgrade the roster here and get guys. You look at what they did in the transfer portal last year, hitting on 2 of their 3. If they could hit on 2 of 3 again, to the level they did with Cardenas and then Buchanan. 3 spots left. Obviously need a guard, maybe a starting point guard, another guy to come in, not at Cardenas level. That's going to be tough to replicate, but a guy that can come in as a starting point guard. I think they probably need someone that can shoot, a wing player or a 3-point shooter or something, and then probably some sort of big man. And I don't know if that's a starting center or if that's a backup big and they like Ugbo or what, but I think they need a point guard, a shooter, and a big. What do you make of the opportunity they now have with hit that portal with 3 spots? And I'll say this, I've heard the Maui Invitational is a big selling point for some of these recruits in the transfer portal, to tell a kid maybe even from a lower school or somewhere that, hey, you got a chance to go spend a week in Maui and be on ESPN in the Maui Invitational. Believe it or not, I know that's tournament's not what it used to be. That's a big selling point I've heard in the portal as well.
Yeah, if I guess if I could compare it to 3 players that have played recently or somewhat recently in Boise State, if they could go out and find a Marcus Shaver Jr., a guy that could play the point for you but can also shoot it, a really tough guy, competitive, can make a big shot. I think that a couple of more of those probably exist in the transfer portal than even a guy like Al, just because Al was so unique in his ability to distribute the basketball. So I'll go Marcus Shaver. I'll go Chibuzo Wabo, another shooter that could be a little long, athletic, and defend. And then go get me Mladen Armouche. I don't need him to score. I want a guy that's going to rebound like his life depends on it and kind of set the tone for Boise State in a category they really value. So I think if you go out and you find those 3 or as close as you can get to those 3, I'll take it.
I mean, that'd be great.
That'd be a home run. I know that'd be. I know I'm talking grand slams, but I just think like if you can kind of find, the reason why I list those guys is because Buzo was a Big 12 player that didn't get a lot of playing time, just needed an opportunity, clearly had the ability. Shaver was still kind of lower level, wanted to go up a level, did so, proved himself. Mladen Armouche, older veteran guy, again at a smaller school, probably overlooked because he didn't really score and do some other things, but he was a perfect piece for Boise State. You don't have to break the NIL bank to go get some of those types of guys. Yeah. And so that's why I kind of list that. Some of these guys they list, you're like, oh man, yeah, that I see that. Some of them you're like, there's no chance in hell there's going to be schools offering these guys $800,000. Like, so
yeah, somebody was asking about Magoon Guath. I'm sorry, he's not coming.
No. See that's ridiculous. And that's what I mean. Like, nope, that's not happening.
John says Javen's ready to play. Yeah, I think that's part of the roster construction for next year, is expecting Javen Buchanan to kind of become a star in this league, and then also Carmichael and Meadow continuing their ascents as well. Final question for you, Jay, and then I'm going to give away this trip. We were at practice yesterday, kind of unique. I think you saw this, but we're interviewing Leon out there on the court, and then one by one the players were coming out for practice, but they were not wanting to dribble the ball or start shooting, to mess with the camera angles and the sound. So the whole team basically was kind of sitting right there on the bench 5 feet from us, listening to this full interview with Leon Rice. I just thought kind of as a unique setup there, and kind of just showed some of the respect, but I guess the camaraderie these guys have, that they're all just sitting there listening to their coach do the interview right there. And just your take on we talked to Tyson, we talked to Leon, just the motivation for this team, the excitement level. Some teams probably in this crown don't want to be there and are going to be one and done and just want to get the season over with, and are mad they're still playing, but they had to play because their coach and their school told them they did. What's your make just of Boise State's interest level in this tournament and their chances they get ready tomorrow night to board a plane and head to Las Vegas?
Well, BJ, I didn't know if anybody else noticed that, so I'm glad that you did, because I actually did think that was kind of cool. Leon was just talking, and all the guys just continued to file out, and they were quiet and respectful and just kind of chilled on the bench, and it just kind of felt like they were family, man. So I actually still feel like these guys are connected. It's an opportunity for them to go win some money. I expect them to play well, bud. I do. I expect them to go down there, and I expect them to play well.
I'm excited for it. It's going to be a lot of fun and looking forward to getting down there. And we'll have 2 winners with us as well. So the time has come, Jay. We appreciate you. I won't waste any more of your time while we do this, but have a great weekend. Any big KTVB features or anything we should be watching for the rest of the weekend?
You know, we kind of ran the gauntlet this week, man. So it's going back and
a lot of sound in the bank probably.
Yeah, so much. So it's kind of going back and diving into that a little bit. So that's what it'll be. Pro day, basketball, football.
In the off season.
What was that?
We still have Sunday Sports Extra even in the off season.
Oh yeah, we got it. Yeah.
This might be the easiest one you've done in a while, though.
Yes. Especially last week with spring break, it was tough, man. Not a lot. And so yes, this is going to be a very, very easy one.
All right, make sure you're watching KTVB all weekend. Sunday Sports Extra, 10:30 after the news on Sunday. And then we'll talk to Jay Tuesday. Tuesday, hopefully we'll be talking about a first-round win in the Crown.
I hope so, buddy.
Appreciate it, Jay. Thanks, man. Have a good weekend.
Have a good one.
And again, congratulations on the news for Jay and his wife, Camille, getting ready to welcome in their 3rd child. They just announced their 3rd child is going to be born. So awesome news, and excited for Collins and Brooks and Camille, obviously, and the whole family there. So congratulations to the Tust family. All right, let's take a 30-second break and thank our sponsors here, and then we'll get into this giveaway, which I know you've all been waiting for, to give away this trip right after this.
Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, RovePaint.com. Our major sponsors, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, Lithia Ford, the Blue and Orange Store, Jackson's, and our contributing sponsors, Signature Roofing, Western Collective, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Boucher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and Timberstone Golf Course.
All right, we are ready finally to give away this trip. Now, I've told you guys all about the details of this. You can go for any part of the 8 days if you win. You had to have emailed me. If you're a paying subscriber, you got a free entry. You just had to email me, and I put you in the list. We also you got a free entry for being a subscriber. We also sold $20 raffle tickets to support both the Idaho Youth Sports Commission and my son's 10U baseball team, MYB Select Beaver. We are getting ready to go to a travel tournament next month, and we're going to help with some of the travel costs for the family there as well. So let me check the numbers here first to see how we finished up. I know I wrote them down here. So we had that's the wrong one here. All right. We had 94 entries into the pool here. So if you are in this pool, you're one of 94 people that are in. We had 55 paying subscribers that said they could go and wanted to enter. And so we entered them at the right time. So that was 55 of you that paid attention to the directions and emailed me and said you wanted in. So you 55 are in. And then we had 39 purchased raffle tickets. So we made $780 for the 2 charities here. Now, BNN does have to fund the plane tickets for this trip, but so it kind of evens out a little bit, but BNN is going to make a donation back to the 2 charity organizations, Idaho Youth Sports Commission and my son's baseball team. But 39 purchased tickets, that's $780 we raised there, a total of 94 entries in the pool here. You can see that the wheel right here. I'll make that a little bigger if I can here. Let's see if we can, and let's go over this way so you can see some of the names. This is the list right here. I just want to show everybody that everybody is in fact in this list. So you can see if you emailed me your name, some of you bought more than 1 ticket on this. So if you bought more than 1 ticket, your name is in there as like Jeffrey Stammen 4, Dave Butzier 4, Dave Butzier 3. You can see, I want to go up higher here to get all the names in. We'll go down the list here. There's Helen Bowler, Brad Lung 2, Rich Boucher, Michael Barkel 1, Brad Lung 1. So if there's a number there, that means you have more than 1 entry here. Manny Herrera 2, Bob Schuler, Ryan Turner. I think I bought 4 of them. Let's see, Dave Butzier 5, Ryan Turner 3. There's Jordan Morales right there, Jeremy Blades, Ralph Lance. So anyone that emailed me, the list, you're all in there. I can promise you if I wrote you back and emailed you back, that means that you are entered in this pool. I am going to shuffle the names a couple times here just on the wheel before we get going. And then the wheel is right here. And I guess I'll leave it zoomed in so everybody can see the name there nice and large on the screen. As I said, the way this is going to work is you can tell us which days you can go to, and you can go for the whole week. You can go for 2 days, 3 days, whatever your schedule allows you to do. Circa will pay for a hotel for that much. So we really appreciate Circa Resort and Casino for their support in this. They're giving away a lot of money worth of free rooms. And then Bronco Nation News is going to, today reach out to the winner, purchase your plane tickets, and work with you on that. And then you also get free tickets to the tournament. And then you also get a food and beverage credit as well, I think for $250 for some of the restaurants and things down there at Circa Resort and Casino. So first of all, thank you. Let me put myself back on screen here for a minute if I can. Thank you to all of you guys that have been part of this. I really appreciate all you guys for wanting to support this and support Circa every year and go down there. And most importantly, just thank you for being a Bronco Nation News subscriber. This means a lot to me to see this business continue to grow and be able to, give back and pay whatever it's going to cost me, $1,200-$1,300 for 2 round trip plane tickets on 2 days notice. We want to give back and try to do contests and things like that to thank you guys for being subscribers. This was a dream of mine 4 years ago to start a company like this, and we're not where we want to be, but we've grown, and it's really because of the support of all of our sponsors back here. Throw in, Jackson's and Taco Bell and some of the major ones that aren't listed, Snake River Pool and Spa and Signature Roofing, to name a few, but also because of your subscriptions, your likes, your retweets, your shares, you're watching our shows, your comments, all this stuff. It's been a lot of fun with Bronco Nation News, and to think we can give away a trip to Vegas like this is a pretty cool deal, and pretty excited about it. So I just want to say thank you guys before we get into the drawing here. Thank you for being wanting to help us out here and wanting to be a part of this contest. So excited to give away the trip. Let's one more time here, just shuffle the names. We'll shuffle the names here. All right. And then we'll zoom in a little bit, I guess, so we can kind of have it. You can kind of see the names here and see who it might be. And if we're ready, I think we can give this trip away here. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. And this is a 30-second wheel here. It's going to start to slow down, I think. And I'm going to put this full screen, and let's find out who is going to be going to the Crown Tournament, courtesy of Circa Resort and Casino and Bronco Nation News. And every paying subscriber was eligible for this. Our winner is going to be, we're still moving, Brad Lung, number 1. So he had multiple entries that he purchased. We appreciate Brad for that. I don't remember exactly how many he purchased, but our winner, Brad Lung. Hopefully you're watching the show right now, Brad, and we will reach out to you. But Brad Lung is our winner and is going to the Crown Tournament. Brad, I've never, don't think I've spoken with you. Maybe I have. I apologize if I don't remember talking to you, Brad, but Brad Lung is our winner. We'll be reaching out to him to get his details for the trip. So appreciate, again, all of you for your support, for putting in the a couple of you did just miss. I don't want to look at that. Michael says just missed him. A couple of you I know were really close and almost stopped, and I don't want to make you feel worse already by saying who was the next ones it looked like. But going to be a fun time down at the Crown. And we really appreciate you guys, again, for your support of BNN and for making this dream a reality for my family and for making this happen. So appreciate all of you for the raffle tickets. Again, we raised almost $800 for charity based on this in a 3-day span. Pretty cool. And we'll have more opportunities like this in the future. I have some extra credit with Circa, so we may give another trip away this summer or something also. So am I doing any coverage from down there? Yes, of course. Yeah. Bronco Nation News will be heading down. Actually not heading down till Monday morning because my sons have some baseball games this weekend. But we'll be down there all week for the Crown. So every game Boise State has at the Crown, we'll be live. And then in the mornings, we'll be live at Circa doing our morning show next week as well. So we're going to, we've been pretty much at every game this year, and that's not going to stop now. So we will be at Circa Resort and Casino all week, and then over at the MGM Grand Garden Arena for the games. And we'll have full coverage on Bronco Nation News all of next week. So programming note, not sure on Monday morning about a show because I am flying down Monday morning So there may not be a show Monday, just may be lumped into a bigger pregame show with Mike Prater and Abe Jackson and everybody on Monday before the game. So purchased raffle tickets because of yesterday's content was legit. Ball game in Leon. Thank you, Manny. I know you had a couple tickets in there, and sorry that you were unable to win. You're pretty close, I believe, on the wheel, but we appreciate Manny and all of you guys, and really do appreciate all you guys for jumping in. I believe, Jareen, you were very close. You were 1 or 2 away, so I'm sorry that you were unable to win, but we will do more of these in the future here, and excited for our winner. Brad, I believe was his name, but we'll get in contact with him. But full coverage of the Crown all week. Not sure about a show Monday morning. I'll let you know if you check at 9 o'clock, and if you don't see us, check my Twitter or something. We'll figure out if we can do a show maybe at 10 or something. Otherwise, we'll just get it going a little earlier for the pregame show on Monday, since I'm flying down Monday morning for the game. But we'll have morning shows the rest of the week from Vegas, as long as Boise State can continue to win. So excited to get down there on Monday. Excited for the Crown. If you want to hear Leon Rice and Tyson Degenhart talking about the Crown, that is available on our YouTube channel. It's just youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. We also have Marco Notariani and Tyler Stockton, the safeties coach, on there from interviews yesterday as well. You can go check those out on the YouTube channel, BroncoNationNews.com. So all of you paid subscribers that got your free entry, we appreciate you. Please subscribe if you can and help us out. Mike Prater has a great column on Leon Rice. Mike Prater hung out with Leon Rice all day the other day and has a great column that's going to be coming out soon. You got to be a paying subscriber to read that. We have another story from Nathan Carroll already on the site about the transfer portal with Andrew Simpson, what that means. And then we're going to have a George Washington preview of that opening round game in the Crown coming up here shortly as well. So appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Sorry we only had one winner for this contest. We'll have more contests. You know what? Let's do one more thing here. Let's draw for a gift card to the Blue and Orange store. I got a gift card to the Blue and Orange store here. Let's pick another winner here. And I don't think I have a $25 gift card here somewhere. If not, I'll go buy one. The Blue and Orange store, $25. Let's pick another winner here just to thank everybody for their support of BNN. And this winner is going to be, where are we at here? Uh-oh. Looks like it might be Jaden Finch's dad. It is Jay Finch, but he's a paying subscriber, so I'm going to pick another one. We'll give that to Jay. Jay is a paying subscriber, so he is eligible. There's nothing fishy going on here. Everyone that paid, even my mother-in-law, is eligible for these contests. It's totally random, but we'll give Jay Finch a $25 gift card to the Blue and Orange store, and we'll pick another winner here for the Blue and Orange store gift card as well. We're going to give this one to... Where are we stopping here? Manny. All right, Manny, good for you. Good for Manny. I know you're watching right now. Manny Herrera bought a couple gift cards or bought a couple of raffle tickets. Manny, we will hook you up here. I have a gift card to the Blue and Orange store, Pro Image, $25. So we'll hook you up, Manny. Appreciate you. And send me an email with your address, and we'll get that put in the mail for you as well. And Jay Finch, a winner of a gift card as well. We'll get that to him. So, again, appreciate you guys. Thanks again for all your support of Bronco Nation News. Couldn't do this without you guys. Really appreciate all the shows and comments and likes and shares and all that good stuff. So tell your friends, subscribe if you can. $50, BNN 50 deals, the promo code to use at BroncoNationNews.com. It gets you $20 off your first year. You get a daily email, all kinds of exclusive content from Mike Prater, myself, Nathan Carroll, and other great content as well. And you help us get down to Vegas for things like the Crown and stuff coming up here next week. So go support the sponsors. Tell your friends, subscribe. Have a great weekend. We will talk to you Monday from Las Vegas. The Crown Tournament is here. Boise State leaves tomorrow. They play on Monday, and we will be there at the Garden Arena at MGM Grand on Monday with full coverage. It's an afternoon game, and we'll have you covered again on Monday from Las Vegas. Appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. Congrats to all of our winners. We'll be in touch. Bronco Nation News live on ICCU Friday. Go visit ICCU.com. Make the switch today to Idaho Central Credit Union. You will not be disappointed. And, of course, hit up our title sponsor, Andy Rowe and RowePaint.com. RowePaint.com, our title sponsor. Have a great weekend, everybody. We will talk to you from Las Vegas on Monday. Time to crown a champion in the college basketball crown. Boise State's going to take its first step towards trying to win that $300,000 prize pool on Monday. And we'll have you covered every step of the way next week, starting Monday live from Las Vegas. Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com. Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you Monday from Las Vegas.
Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, RovePaint.com. Our major sponsors, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, Lithia Ford, the Blue and Orange Store, Jackson's, and our contributing sponsors, Signature Roofing, Western Collective, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Boucher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and Timberstone Golf Course.